Video I did how to solve how to do sine of 2 theta and how to simplify cosine of 2 theta, right? In this one, I'm going to show you how to evaluate tangent of a double angle. So we want to evaluate what is the tangent of 2 theta, okay? So to find the tangent of 2 theta, again, guys, first we have to draw this, which we did in the previous video, and let me quickly draw it again. So it looked something like this because it's in the second quadrant. So you can go back and look at, check my video, but I'm again going to draw it here. And this is kind of, we can call this, think of this as theta. This was my negative 12 here. This is 5. Guys, again, these are only directions. And then the hypotenuse or radius is positive 13. Okay, if you want to see more like about how I got this, you should check my previous video. Guys, we have this. This is my opposite. This is adjacent. This is the hypotenuse or the radius. Based on this information, we were able to figure out the sine of double angle and the cosine of double angle. Now let's see how this can help us to figure out the tangent of a double angle. Again, I'm going to show you both ways using this and this. So let us start with this one and then we'll use this one and then we'll see, compare and see, well, few things. One, if the answers are the same, where they're supposed to be the same. And the other thing for you guys will be to see which one is a faster method, easier method for you guys. Then it's your preference which one you want to use. So let us start with using this one first. So using this one, it can be written as sine of 2 theta divided by cosine of 2 theta, right? So guys, I already have evaluated sine of 2 theta and cosine theta in my cosine 2 theta in my previous video. So sine of 2 theta was, let me make sure that I have the right values. Okay, it was negative 120 over 169 divided by, then the cosine of 2 theta was 119 over 169. That's based on the previous video where we already calculated the sine of double angle and sine of cosine of double angle. So now when we simplify this, it's going to look like this. 120 over 169 times, you already know that we have to convert this big division into multiplication. And while we do that, these things will just flip. So it is going to be 169 over 119. Guys, 169 crosses out, you're going to be left with negative 120 over 119. So that is what we get for the tangent of a double angle using the simple property that, or simple fact that the tangent of double angle is sine of double angle divided by cosine of double angle. Guys, this here is one of the ways of doing it. Now let us use the other formula, this formula, and see if we get the same thing and how much extra work that may involve, okay? So here, let's start with this. We already know that the tangent, okay, this start from here. Tangent of 2 theta is 2 tan theta divided by 1 minus tan square theta. Now, guys, keep in mind, if we are using this identity to find out or evaluate tangent of 2 theta, then we don't even need the reference triangle, because all we need for this identity to work is tangent of theta, and we already know what is the tangent of theta. So there are advantages to each method. Now let us go ahead and substitute the values and see where that will get us. So this can be written as 2 times tangent of theta, which is negative 5 over 12, okay? And then this whole thing has to be divided by, what? The 1 minus, and what do I have? Tan square theta, which is negative 5 over 12 whole square, okay? Let me put it in the circle so you can clearly see it. It does not mix up with other things. Guys, 2 times tan theta, 2 times negative 5 over 12, I put it in the parentheses. It's a negative quantity, it's good to put it in parentheses. Then 1 minus tan square, 1 minus, again, tan in parentheses, we still got to square it. Now let us simplify. Guys, keep in mind, don't make a careless mistake here. This 2 is only multiplied with negative 5, not 12. Okay, numerators with numerators, denominators with denominators, because if you think about this, it's like there's an invisible 1 here, which we don't usually write, but there is supposed to be an invisible 1. So 2 times negative 5 is negative 10 over 12, because 12 times 1 is 12. That is the numerator piece. There's a ratio here, but that's my numerator. And then let us see what we get for the denominator piece. For the denominator, I have 1 minus, we got to simplify this. Negative 5 squared is 25, 12 squared is 144, right? Let us go ahead and simplify further. Leave it like this. Okay, negative 10 over 12 divided by, so far so good, right? Now let us try to simplify this. Guys, this is going to be Well, we have to have a common denominator here, so I'm going to put like a 1 here, then multiply this by 144 upstairs and downstairs. That's a pretty simple concept. I mean, I'm sure you guys can do that on your own. So the idea is basically to get a common denominator, right? So it will be 144 minus 25, which is 119, divided by 144. Guys, when I simplify this, I mean, I skipped a step, but I'm sure you guys can do it on your own. Again, we have this a ratio divided by another ratio. We know what to do with this. We change this to a multiplication, so this kind of flips. We get negative 10 over 12 times 144 over 119, right? Guys, let us see if we can simplify anything. This 144 is completely divisible by 12. In fact, 12 times 12 is 144. 119 and 10 do not go. 119 and 12 do not go. So we just simply do negative 10 times 12, which is negative 120. And 119 times 1 is 119. So we basically get the same thing, and we were supposed to get the same thing. So both of these things work. But guys, if you have looked at this example from using this method and now this method, I mean, you can decide for yourselves like why I have been saying in my other videos and basically a lot of these videos that I prefer starting with sine or cosine rather than using any other fancy formulas, because you can see it's quicker, it's easier to do that. But guys, I mean, that does not mean that you never want to use that, or you don't want to know it, or you don't want to learn it. Guys, it has its own place. So I would like you to figure out which one you want to use, but here I showed you both methods. So one should know both methods. One should know how to simplify expressions in any case. So guys, these were the 3 examples. I'm going to stop here for the double angles. Now I'm going to move into the half angles in my next videos. Okay, guys, till then, you have a lot to practice on the double angles, the sum, and just the basic Pythagorean identities as well. So keep practicing, and guys, let me know if you need any help. I'll be happy to give you hints or help you in any way possible.